Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Bienvenido, damas y caballeros, to Pro Wrestling Revolution, coming to you from the Springdale Civic Center in Springdale, Arkansas. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Jay Rudo. We have a great matchup for you as Colt Stevens is facing off against El Misterioso. Colt Stevens from the Border Patrol, La Migra. He's quite the wise guy, antagonizing the crowd on his way to the ring. Case in point. Stevens is sure not going to be counting upon the crowd's support tonight, as he is already riling them up. Stevens is quite the challenge ahead of him as he faces El Misterioso. Misterioso, a second-generation luchador from a family with quite the lucha pedigree. Let's hear the ring introduction from Melissa Price.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this match, introducing first, from Los Angeles, California, weighing in at 200 pounds, El Misterioso! And his opponent, from San Diego, California, weighing in at 205 pounds, representing the Border Patrol, Colt Stevens!
Quite the disparity in crowd reactions there. Misterioso clearly the fan favorite tonight. Colt Stevens and his fellow Border Patrol members love to antagonize the crowd, love to antagonize their opponents, using those mind games, those psychological tactics to throw their opponents off their game, even using a little underhanded bending and breaking of the rules. The bell has rung, but Stevens appears to be asking for the microphone. Let's hear what he has to say this evening.
Shut your mouth!
Well,
Speak unless I speak to you!
there's those tactics I talked about.
You can boo me all you want, but at the end of the day, you all fall under the same category. You're nothing but a bunch of illegals that don't belong on U.S. soil.
Yikes.
Shut up, Brett. I'll start the match when I want to start.
Even going after the ref here.
You think you can touch me? You and the rest of them are going over that wall where you all belong. So you better get your tacos because it's a matter of time. You comprende?
Stevens showing he knows a little Spanish there. Although I don't think the crowd is going to appreciate his language skills. Competitors are circling each other, and the bell rings. The match has officially begun. Looking at the size of these two competitors, Stevens appears to be a little bit heavier, may have a little bit of a strength advantage, giving up a few inches of size to El Misterioso. Misterioso, also known as Misterioso Jr. Stevens getting low, using that low center of gravity to his advantage, generating the momentum with his legs and controlling Misterioso in that tie-up, getting him against the ropes. And a surprisingly clean break from Stevens. Misterioso trying to get the crowd behind him, trying to get hyped up. The competitors lock up once again. And Misterioso using Stevens' momentum to push him into the ropes, reversing that hold. And even playing a little mind game of his own. Stevens goes in, full Nelson, turns him. Arm drag, takeover, and a kip up. Misterioso, trained in Lucha Libre, in part by his father, the original Misterioso, who trained under the original Rey Mysterio Sr. in Tijuana. look for the clash of styles between these two competitors. As Misterioso looks to use his Lucha Libre background and agility and aerial attacks against Stevens, who will be relying upon his strikes. Trips him up, kip up, arm drag takeover. Sets him into the ropes. Leapfrog. Leapfrog, no, dodge. Goes for the clothesline, but Misterioso intercepts him, getting in quick before Stevens has a chance to hit that lariat with a kip up of his own. Stevens catches him. Goes for the pin, but Misterioso pops right back up. And again, that agility, that Lucha Libre style clearly on display. Competitors sizing each other up once more. What is this? Is this a show of sportsmanship by Stevens? He's asking to shake Misterioso's hand. A unusual showing by any member of the Border Patrol. And Stevens doesn't find a hand there waiting for him. Misterioso doing his best bullfighter impersonation. And Stevens decides he's had enough of that and gets a kick to the midsection. Side headlock. Reverses. Holding on. Stevens sends him into the ropes. Shoulder block. And comes back with one of his own. Stevens using that strength and upper body mass to his advantage. Leapfrog, another leapfrog, and a beautiful picture-perfect dropkick by Misterioso. Misterioso, hits the ropes, comes forward, and hits a textbook plancha. If you notice the unique ring setup here, I think that gave Misterioso that momentary pause as he came to the ropes, looking down and realizing the floor is a lot closer than it normally is. As you can see with tonight's ring setup, the ring is a little bit lower to the ground. We'll see if that has any effect on Misterioso's Lucha Libre aerial attacks he may be pulling off throughout the match. Misterioso now pressing the attack onto Stevens. These two competitors going at each other. Oh, just blasting him with an open hand, chop to the chest. There's a lot of nerves in that pectoral muscle, and you hit those nerves just right, it's going to be radiating pain all throughout your chest. It can cause shortness of breath, cause your chest muscles to seize up. Brawling out into the crowd, something I don't think we quite expected for Misterioso to do in this match. A bit unusual and outside of his normal game. Rolling Stevens back into the ring to break the referee's count. Now something that is more in his wheelhouse as Misterioso looks to the crowd and appears to be ready to go to the top rope. He's in the high rent district, and Stevens catches him with that anti-air drop kick, intercepting Misterioso mid-air. Stevens showing his hops on that one as he got some great air. Only a 1 count on that. Stevens very quickly changed the momentum of this match, and now he's in control. You notice he's coming in close, cutting off Misterioso's space. Beautiful standing moonsault by Stevens. Shows that Misterioso is not going to be the only one pulling out the aerial maneuvers tonight. And again, showing that explosiveness, that lower body strength to get the vertical on that standing moonsault. Picture perfect. Controlling the match, has that side headlock, really wrenching on the neck of Misterioso, utilizing that strong upper body to torque the neck over. Misterioso throwing some elbows to get out of it. Stevens answers with one of his own. Again, Stevens closing the distance. Misterioso sends him into the ropes. Hip toss, no. Block, hip toss, no. Gets him over. And a hip toss of his own finally. And a basement drop kick to the face. 1, 2. Only a 2 count on that one. Misterioso very quickly changing the match back into his favor, gaining the momentum, getting the crowd behind him. This is going to be his recipe for success tonight. If he is going to defeat the Border Patrol. Beautiful power slam, Dustin Rhodes-esque. Hits the springboard moonsault, but doesn't get all of it. Only a 2 count. Misterioso didn't seem to hit him flush with that one. Might explain why he was only able to get 2. And again, Misterioso looks to get the crowd behind him, feeding off of the energy from the fans here in Springdale, and a super kick to the face. Goes for another. Wow. Springboard leg lariat. Coming from behind, a leapfrog leg lariat, sort of a Kotaro Crusher variant. And Stevens crawls to Misterioso, rolls him over to make the pin. Only a 2 count from the referee. Man, dude, Stevens a basketball player? Look at that vertical he got on that Kotaro Crusher variant. Driving the foot into the shoulder of Misterioso. You see Misterioso shaking his arm and hand there. He may have a little stinger from that one. Stevens driving the point of the elbow into the forehead. Saying that it's over. He's calling it right now. And again, with an elbow right into that shoulder area that he seems to be targeting. Only a 2 count, but we'll see if those attacks play any role in this match. Maybe Misterioso is losing some feeling in that right arm. That could affect him. Sends him into the corner. Misterioso pushes him away, rolls forward, and another drop kick, catching him right in the chin. Stevens to the outside. We'll see what Misterioso has in store for him now. Beautiful springboard moonsault, catches him flush on with that one. And the crowd seems to be behind Misterioso. They appreciate the high-flying Lucha Libre aerial maneuvers that are so common here in Pro Wrestling Revolution, where you get to see luchadores of all styles compete. Going again up to the crowd, asking for quiet.
¡Cállate, güey!
Oh, Stevens is going to have a Misterioso-shaped handprint on his chest for a few days. I don't think he'll be wearing tank tops to the gym this week with the nice palm print he's going to have. I hope he's got some ice in the back ready for that one. Both competitors back into the ring. Stevens making his way to his feet. Misterioso in firm control right now. Oh, Stevens gets the boot up. And Misterioso pops him up into the fireman's carry. Showing off his strength of his own. Fireman's carry front roll. Springboard moonsault combination. Shout out to the Young Bucks. Only a 2 count there. Misterioso combining strength and agility in that combination maneuver. The crowd is getting into it. They are trying to encourage Misterioso here. Puts him up. Power slam, dumps him down. What is he going for next? Going up to the top rope, middle rope. Stevens gets the boots up. Gets him over. Leapfrog bulldog. Stevens still appears to be hurting from that series of maneuvers by El Misterioso. A little slow to get to that pin. Had he gotten there a little earlier, he may have had the 3 count on that one. And Stevens has changed the outlook of this match quite quickly by throwing some rights here. Misterioso he's got jelly legs right now, those rubber legs. He may be out on his feet. Stevens is just unloading on him. Kick to the midsection. And a lariat. Misterioso with one of his own. Both competitors collide in the center of the ring. Both men are down. Referee beginning his standing 10 count. We'll see which competitor can take advantage of this situation, make their way to their feet, and go after the other. Both men seem to be winded as we come into the endurance portion of this match. Stevens using that ring awareness, that savvy veteran ring presence to pull himself to his feet with the ropes. Misterioso doing the same. Over the back, kick to the midsection. No water in the pool on that leg drop. Misterioso underhooks arms, gets him up. Tiger Driver 98. He dropped him right on the top of his head. And that is the 3 count there. Your victor, El Misterioso. Misterioso with a hard-fought victory this evening. It took all of his will and some support from the crowd as these two fought a back-and-forth match, but Misterioso's Tiger Driver 98 is what put it away. Stevens getting dropped on the top of his head for that one. We see the crowd is appreciative of this victory. We see some dollar bills getting thrown into the ring, showing their love of Lucha Libre, their love of Pro Wrestling Revolution, their appreciation for the sport and art of Lucha Libre here in Springdale, Arkansas. Thank you very much for joining us. You can catch Pro Wrestling Revolution on Twitter at PW Revolution, also on Instagram at PW Revolution. You can see their upcoming events and videos and results at prowrestling-revolution.com. Check out their Facebook page, facebook.com/PW Revolution. This Friday, April 10th at 10 p.m. Pacific, another match for the archives, the Lucha Horsemen versus La Migra versus Marcus Lewis and Fatu versus El Prostipurigofo and Jungle Boy. Thank you for joining me. I'm Jay Rudo, and you can follow me at Rudo's Podcast on Instagram and Twitter, and check out the Rudo's Podcast at rudospodcast.co. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay home. Si te cuidas tú, nos cuidamos todos.
Está aquí, esta mañana, está para siempre. Gracias.